Beneath the bustling streets of modern London, hidden in the shadows of skyscrapers and subway lines, lies a secret world, a city within a city. Not long ago, construction workers digging deep below the surface stumbled upon something extraordinary: the ruins of an ancient Roman settlement, complete with temples, baths, and streets eerily similar to the ones we walk today. But London isn't alone. Cities around the world, from Istanbul to Mexico City, sit atop layers of history, concealing entire civilizations that once thrived where we now live, work, and play. What stories do these buried cities tell? How do they shape the world we know today? And what secrets are still waiting to be uncovered beneath the ground we tread every day? In this video, we'll explore the mysteries of ancient cities hidden beneath modern metropolises, revealing how the past continues to influence the present in ways you might never have imagined. Get ready to uncover the secrets of history one layer at a time. Beneath the bustling streets of modern cities lies a hidden world, a treasure trove of history waiting to be rediscovered. Take Istanbul, for example, a city that has been a crossroads of civilizations for centuries. Today, its skyline is a mix of minarets, skyscrapers, and ancient domes. But if you dig a little deeper, you'll find layer upon layer of history. Beneath the Ottoman mosques and bustling markets are the remnants of Byzantine churches, Roman forums, and even earlier settlements. It's like peeling back the pages of a history book, each layer revealing a new chapter of human ambition, resilience, and creativity. How does a city end up layered like this? Often, it's a combination of geography, necessity, and the passage of time. Natural disasters like earthquakes or floods can destroy parts of a city, forcing its inhabitants to rebuild on top of the ruins. Wars and invasions can also lead to the rise and fall of civilizations, each new conqueror leaving their mark on the landscape. But sometimes it's simply a matter of practicality. Why clear away the old when you can build on top of it? Over centuries, this creates a fascinating mosaic of cultures, one stacked atop another. These layers aren't just physical, they're cultural. Each stratum tells a story about the people who lived there, their beliefs, their technologies, and their way of life. By studying these layers, archaeologists and historians can piece together how societies evolved, how ideas spread, and how cities adapted to changing times. It's a bit like solving a giant, three-dimensional puzzle, where every fragment helps us understand the bigger picture of human history. And now, thanks to modern technology, we're uncovering these hidden cities like never before. Ground-penetrating radar, laser scanning, and advanced imaging techniques are allowing us to see beneath the surface without ever lifting a shovel. These tools are revealing entire networks of streets, buildings, and even forgotten temples, giving us a glimpse into worlds we once thought were lost to time. But how exactly do these technologies work, and what secrets are they helping us uncover? That's where things get even more fascinating. Archaeology is more than just digging in the dirt. It's a sophisticated blend of science, history, and detective work. To uncover the secrets of ancient cities buried beneath modern ones, archaeologists rely on cutting-edge tools that allow them to peer into the past without disturbing the present. One of the most groundbreaking technologies is ground-penetrating radar, or GPR. This device sends electromagnetic pulses into the ground, creating detailed images of what lies beneath the surface. It's like having X-ray vision for the Earth, revealing hidden walls, streets, and even entire structures without lifting a shovel. Another game-changing tool is LiDAR, which stands for light detection and ranging. This technology uses laser pulses to map the terrain with incredible precision, even through dense vegetation. It's been instrumental in uncovering lost cities in jungles and forests where traditional excavation would be nearly impossible. For example, in Central America, LiDAR has revealed vast networks of ancient Mayan cities hidden beneath the canopy, completely transforming our understanding of their civilization. But these tools aren't just for remote jungles or untouched landscapes. They've also been used to explore sites where ancient and modern worlds collide. Take Hisarlik in Turkey, for instance. Long believed to be the location of the legendary city of Troy, this site has layers upon layers of history buried beneath it. Thanks to ground-penetrating radar and other non-invasive techniques, archaeologists have been able to map the ancient city's layout without disrupting the modern town above. These discoveries have brought Homer's epic tales to life, showing us that the stories of the Trojan War might have roots in real history. Of course, uncovering these ancient cities isn't without its challenges. One of the biggest hurdles is preservation. Once a site is discovered, how do we protect it from the elements, urban development, or even tourism? Archaeologists often face a delicate balancing act. They need to study and document these sites thoroughly while ensuring they remain intact for future generations. It's a race against time, as modern construction and climate change threaten to erase these hidden treasures before we even fully understand them. As we continue to refine these technologies, the possibilities are endless. Who knows what other ancient cities might be lying just beneath our feet, waiting to be discovered? Each new find not only deepens our understanding of history, but also reminds us of the incredible resilience and ingenuity of the civilizations that came before us. And with every layer we uncover, we're not just digging into the past, we're preserving a legacy for the future. Unearthing the secrets of ancient cities buried beneath modern ones isn't just about digging through layers of soil. It's about navigating a complex web of challenges that make urban archaeology one of the most demanding fields in historical research. Picture a bustling metropolis like Rome, where every new construction project could potentially uncover a piece of the past. But here's the catch. How do you balance the need for modern development with the responsibility to preserve history? One of the biggest hurdles is space. In densely populated cities, archaeologists often have to work within tight, confined areas, sometimes even beneath existing buildings or roads. Imagine trying to excavate a Roman bathhouse while traffic roars overhead or while a subway system hums just meters away. It's a logistical puzzle that requires precision, patience, and creativity. And then there's the issue of funding. Excavations are expensive, and in many cases, the budgets allocated for archaeology are dwarfed by the costs of modern development projects. This often means archaeologists are racing against the clock, working with limited resources to uncover and document as much as they can before construction resumes. But perhaps the most delicate challenge is finding the balance between preservation and progress. Take Rome, for example, where ancient ruins are routinely discovered during routine construction. In some cases, these findings force developers to halt their plans entirely, while in others, compromises are made to integrate the ancient structures into the modern landscape. This is where collaboration between urban planners and archaeologists becomes crucial. Together, they work to ensure that the past isn't erased but rather woven into the fabric of the present. Interestingly, some cities have embraced their ancient layers as a core part of their identity. Rome, for instance, proudly showcases its ancient ruins, turning them into tourist attractions and cultural landmarks. This approach not only preserves history but also enriches the city's modern character. It's a reminder that the past isn't something to be buried or forgotten. It's a living, breathing part of who we are today. As we peel back the layers of these urban landscapes, we're not just uncovering ancient cities, we're rediscovering the stories of the people who once walked these streets, built these structures, and shaped the world we live in today. And in doing so, we're also shaping how future generations will see us. After all, the way we treat our past says a lot about who we are as a society. So the next time you walk through a modern city, take a moment to think about what might lie beneath your feet, because history is always closer than it seems. Beneath the bustling streets and towering skyscrapers of some cities lies a treasure trove of history, where ancient ruins are not just preserved but celebrated as living parts of modern life. Take Athens, for instance. Here, the iconic Acropolis stands as a timeless sentinel, its marble columns casting shadows over a city that has grown around it for thousands of years. Locals and tourists alike walk past ancient theaters, temples, and agora ruins, seamlessly blending the old with the new. It's not uncommon to see a cafe just steps away from a 2,000-year-old monument, or a metro station adorned with artifacts unearthed during its construction. Athens doesn't just showcase its past, it lives alongside it, inviting everyone to witness the layers of history that shape its identity. Jerusalem offers another striking example. This city, sacred to multiple religions, is a tapestry of ancient and modern life woven together. The Western Wall, a remnant of the Second Temple, draws millions of visitors each year, while the streets of the old city buzz with markets, prayers, and daily routines. For locals, these ancient sites aren't just relics, they're part of their everyday world. Children play near ancient gates, and shopkeepers set up their stalls beside centuries-old stone walls. Jerusalem's ability to integrate its profound history into the rhythm of modern life is a testament to how deeply its roots run. These cities don't just preserve their past, they use it to educate and inspire. Museums, guided tours, and interactive exhibits bring history to life, making it accessible to everyone. Tourism thrives as visitors flock to walk the same paths as ancient philosophers, warriors, and pilgrims. But it's not just about attracting visitors, it's about fostering a connection between the present and the past. Locals take pride in their heritage, and this pride is reflected in how they care for and share these sites. Yet, not all cities have embraced their ancient layers so openly. In some places, the remnants of the past remain hidden, buried under layers of neglect or modern development. These forgotten ruins lie dormant, their stories untold, waiting for the day someone might uncover them and bring their history back to light. The contrast between cities like Athens and Jerusalem and those where ancient layers are overlooked raises an intriguing question. What does it take for a city to fully embrace its ancient roots? Is it simply a matter of preservation, or does it require a deeper cultural commitment to honor and integrate the past into the present? As we explore these questions, it becomes clear that the relationship between a city and its ancient history is as much about identity as it is about archaeology. Cities that celebrate their ancient roots don't just preserve stones and artifacts, they keep alive the stories, traditions, and connections that make them unique. And in doing so, they remind us that history isn't just something we study, it's something we live. Beneath the bustling streets of Alexandria, Egypt, lies a treasure trove of ancient wonders that has fascinated historians and adventurers for centuries. This modern metropolis, with its vibrant markets and towering buildings, stands atop a labyrinth of hidden history. Imagine the possibility of ancient libraries, temples, and palaces buried just out of sight, waiting to be rediscovered. The allure of these lost cities beneath our feet isn't just about the physical remnants, it's about the stories they hold, the lives they once sheltered, and the mysteries they still guard. Alexandria, founded by Alexander the Great in the 4th century BCE, was once a beacon of knowledge and culture. The legendary Library of Alexandria, said to house the world's greatest collection of ancient texts, is believed by some to have left traces beneath the modern city. While much of ancient Alexandria has been lost to time, earthquakes, and rising sea levels, the idea that fragments of this glorious past remain hidden fuels endless speculation. Could there still be undiscovered chambers filled with scrolls or artifacts that could rewrite history? The fascination with buried cities like Alexandria isn't just about uncovering physical relics, it's also about the myths and legends that surround them. Stories of lost treasures, secret passages, and ancient curses have captured the imagination of people for generations. These tales often blur the line between history and folklore, adding an extra layer of intrigue to the search for the past. For instance, some believe that beneath Alexandria lies the tomb of Cleopatra, one of history's most enigmatic figures. While no definitive evidence has been found, the mere possibility keeps the mystery alive. This blend of fact and fiction is part of what makes these buried cities so captivating. They remind us that history isn't just a series of dates and events, it's a living, breathing narrative filled with unanswered questions. Why do these lost cities hold such power over us? Perhaps it's because they represent the fleeting nature of human achievement. Civilizations rise and fall, cities are built and buried, and yet fragments of the past persist, waiting to be rediscovered. It's a humbling reminder of how much we still have to learn about our ancestors and the world they inhabited. As we peel back the layers of modern cities like Alexandria, we're not just uncovering ancient ruins, we're piecing together the stories of those who came before us. And in doing so, we're reminded that the past is never truly gone. It's just waiting beneath our feet, ready to reveal its secrets. Beneath the layers of time and soil, stories of lost cities have captured imaginations for centuries. These tales, woven into the fabric of human history, often blur the line between myth and reality. Take, for instance, the legend of Atlantis, a city so advanced it was said to have been swallowed by the sea in a single day. Plato first described it around 360 B.C., painting a picture of a utopia that vanished without a trace. But was Atlantis real, or merely a cautionary tale about the dangers of hubris? While no concrete evidence of its existence has been found, the story continues to inspire explorers and dreamers alike, fueling countless expeditions and theories. Then there's the lost city of Dwarka off the coast of modern-day India. According to ancient Hindu texts, Dwarka was a magnificent city built by Lord Krishna himself, said to have been submerged beneath the ocean after his departure from Earth. For centuries, this was considered pure mythology until marine archaeologists discovered underwater ruins near the Gulf of Combat. These findings, which include stone structures and artifacts dating back thousands of years, have sparked debates about whether the legendary Dwarka might have a basis in truth. Could these ruins be remnants of the city described in the Mahabharata, or are they evidence of an entirely different civilization? The answer remains elusive, but the discovery has undeniably breathed new life into the ancient tale. These stories, whether born from fact or fiction, serve a powerful purpose. They remind us of humanity's enduring fascination with the past and our desire to uncover its secrets. Myths and legends often act as cultural memory, preserving fragments of truth within their narratives. They also challenge us to question what we think we know. After all, it wasn't long ago that the ancient city of Troy was considered nothing more than a myth until archaeologists unearthed its ruins in modern-day Turkey. Could the same be true for Atlantis, Dwarka, or other legendary cities waiting to be discovered? Modern technology and archaeology have begun to bridge the gap between myth and reality. Sonar mapping, underwater drones, and satellite imagery have allowed us to explore areas once thought unreachable. These tools have not only validated some ancient tales but also revealed entirely new mysteries. For example, recent underwater surveys off the coast of Cuba have uncovered structures that some believe could be part of a submerged city, perhaps even evidence of a civilization predating known history. While skeptics argue these formations could be natural, the possibility of uncovering something extraordinary keeps the search alive. The interplay between myth and discovery is what makes the study of ancient cities so thrilling. It's a reminder that history is not always written in stone. Sometimes it's whispered in stories passed down through generations. And as we continue to explore, we may find that the line between legend and reality is far thinner than we ever imagined. But what happens when the myths we've grown up with suddenly collide with reality? It's one thing to read about the legendary city of Troy in Homer's Iliad, imagining its towering walls and epic battles. It's another to stand in the presence of its actual ruins, unearthed by archaeologists in the late 19th century. Heinrich Schliemann's discovery of Troy in modern-day Turkey not only proved that the city was real, but also gave us a tangible link to the stories we once thought were pure fiction. Suddenly, the Trojan War wasn't just a tale, it was a historical event grounded in the very soil we walk on today. And then there's Heraklion, the ancient Egyptian city swallowed by the Mediterranean Sea. For centuries, it was thought to be a myth, a place mentioned in passing by historians like Herodotus. But in the early 2000s, underwater archaeologists uncovered its ruins off the coast of Egypt. Temples, statues, and even the remnants of a grand harbor emerged from the depths, confirming that Heraklion wasn't just a legend. It was a thriving metropolis lost to time and water. These discoveries don't just validate ancient myths, they force us to rethink how we separate storytelling from history. What's fascinating is how these findings reshape our understanding of the past. Myths often carry kernels of truth, handed down through generations until they become larger-than-life tales. The discovery of Troy and Heraklion reminds us that history and mythology aren't always as separate as we think. They're intertwined, with one often illuminating the other. And speaking of things being buried or lost, let's not forget the role of natural disasters in shaping the fate of ancient cities. Earthquakes, floods, and volcanic eruptions didn't just destroy, they preserved. Take, for example, the Roman city of Pompeii, frozen in time by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. These catastrophic events, while devastating, have given us some of the most well-preserved glimpses into ancient life. They've become accidental time capsules, sealing away entire cities for future generations to uncover. It's a reminder that sometimes the forces that destroy are the same ones that preserve. Natural disasters have played a dramatic role in reshaping the world, often leaving behind more than just destruction. They've also preserved entire cities, frozen in time, offering us a rare glimpse into ancient life. Take Pompeii, for example. In the year 79, Mount Vesuvius erupted with such force that it buried the bustling Roman city under layers of ash and pumice. The result, a remarkably preserved snapshot of daily life, from the frescoes on the walls to the loaves of bread left in ovens. It's as if the city was suspended in a moment, waiting for us to uncover its secrets centuries later. But Pompeii isn't the only example. The ancient Greek city of Heraklion met a similar fate, though its story is less well known. In 373 BCE, a powerful earthquake struck, followed by a massive tsunami that swallowed the city whole. For centuries, Heraklion was considered a myth until archaeologists discovered its ruins buried beneath layers of sediment. Like Pompeii, Heraklion offers a hauntingly vivid picture of life abruptly interrupted by nature's fury. What makes these natural disasters so fascinating is their dual role as destroyers and preservers. While they brought devastation, they also created time capsules, shielding these cities from the wear and tear of centuries. The layers of ash, mud, or water acted as a protective seal, safeguarding everything from pottery to human remains. Without these catastrophic events, much of what we know about these ancient civilizations might have been lost to time. Now, while nature has been a powerful force in burying cities, it's important to recognize that humans have played their part too. From deliberate destruction to the slow accumulation of new settlements atop old ones, the reasons cities disappear beneath the earth are as varied as the civilizations themselves. But that's a story for another segment. For now, let's marvel at how the very forces that once brought ruin have also given us windows into the past, preserving stories that might otherwise have been forgotten. As we uncover the layers of history, it's fascinating to consider how human decisions, both deliberate and accidental, have shaped the fate of ancient cities. Wars, invasions, and even the everyday choices of urban planners have played a pivotal role in burying these once thriving hubs beneath the ground. Take, for example, the Roman Empire, which often built directly over conquered cities as a symbol of dominance and control. When Rome defeated a rival, they didn't just erase its culture, they physically overwrote it, constructing new streets, buildings, and temples atop the ruins of the old. This practice wasn't just about power, it was also practical. Why start from scratch when you could repurpose an existing foundation? But in doing so, entire cities were consigned to the earth, waiting to be rediscovered centuries later. Medieval societies took a similar approach, though for different reasons. As empires crumbled and populations shifted, ancient structures became a treasure trove of building materials. Marble columns, stone blocks, and even entire walls were dismantled and reused in new constructions. This wasn't just recycling, it was survival. Why quarry new stone when you could scavenge from the ruins of a bygone era? Over time, these acts of repurposing buried entire cities beneath the growing layers of newer settlements. And then there are the cities lost to the chaos of war. Invasions often left once bustling urban centers in ruins, their inhabitants fleeing or displaced. Over generations, these abandoned sites were slowly swallowed by nature or buried under the debris of collapsing structures. Some cities were intentionally destroyed, their remains left to fade into obscurity. Others were simply forgotten, their stories silenced by time. But here's the remarkable part, these buried cities weren't lost forever. Centuries later, archaeologists and historians began peeling back the layers, uncovering the secrets hidden beneath modern streets and buildings. Each discovery is like a time capsule, offering a glimpse into the lives of those who came before us. From the Roman practice of building over conquered cities to the medieval habit of repurposing ancient materials, every decision tells a story, one that's waiting to be unearthed. So, the next time you walk through a bustling modern city, take a moment to wonder what lies beneath your feet. Could there be an ancient marketplace, a forgotten temple, or even an entire city waiting to be rediscovered? The past has a way of resurfacing, and every layer of earth holds a piece of history just waiting to be found. Beneath the bustling modern world, ancient cities lie hidden, waiting for the right moment to reveal their secrets. One of the most fascinating examples is the ancient city of Ephesus in Turkey, a treasure trove of history that was rediscovered entirely by accident. In the late 19th century, workers constructing a railway stumbled upon ruins that would later be identified as the remains of this once thriving metropolis. What began as a routine construction project turned into one of the most significant archaeological finds of the era. Ephesus, a city that had been lost to time for centuries, suddenly re-emerged, offering a glimpse into a world long forgotten. The rediscovery of Ephesus wasn't just a stroke of luck, it was a turning point in our understanding of ancient civilizations. As archaeologists began to excavate, they uncovered a city that had been a major center of trade, culture, and religion in the ancient world. The Library of Celsus, the Great Theatre, and the Temple of Artemis, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, were all brought back to light. Each discovery painted a vivid picture of life in Ephesus, from its bustling markets to its grand public spaces. But beyond the physical structures, these findings revealed something even more profound: the interconnectedness of ancient societies. Ephesus was a melting pot of Greek, Roman, and later Byzantine influences, showing how ideas, art, and technology flowed across borders long before our modern era of globalization. Stories like Ephesus remind us that history isn't always found in dusty textbooks. It's often buried beneath our feet, waiting for the right moment to resurface. These accidental discoveries don't just rewrite history books, they reshape our understanding of human ingenuity and resilience. Take, for example, the ancient city of Pompeii, preserved under layers of volcanic ash, or the submerged ruins of Heraklion off the coast of Egypt. Each of these sites offers a unique window into the past, revealing the daily lives, beliefs, and challenges of people who lived thousands of years ago. But the impact of these rediscoveries goes beyond academia. They have a profound cultural effect, inspiring awe and curiosity in people around the world. When we walk through the streets of Ephesus or gaze at the frescoes of Pompeii, we're not just looking at ancient ruins, we're connecting with the humanity of those who came before us. These sites become bridges between the past and the present, reminding us that the stories of ancient cities are, in many ways, our stories too. They challenge us to think about how civilizations rise and fall, how cultures evolve, and what we might leave behind for future generations to uncover. The discovery of ancient cities buried beneath modern ones doesn't just rewrite history books, it reshapes the way we see ourselves and our place in the world. When archaeologists uncover these lost civilizations, they don't just dig up stones and artifacts. They unearth stories that ripple through art, literature, and even how we think about our own lives. Take, for instance, the frenzy that followed the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb in the early 20th century. Suddenly, ancient Egypt wasn't just a distant chapter in a history textbook. It was alive, vibrant, and everywhere. From fashion to film, the world became obsessed with all things Egyptian. Designers incorporated hieroglyphic motifs into their work. Movies like Cleopatra captivated audiences, and even everyday objects like jewelry and furniture took on an Egyptian flair. It was as if the past had reached out and touched the present, reminding us that history isn't just something we study, it's something we live. But it's not just ancient Egypt that has left its mark. Every time a buried city is brought to light, it sparks a cultural renaissance. Think about Pompeii, frozen in time by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. When archaeologists began excavating the site in the 18th century, the world was captivated by the preserved frescoes, mosaics, and even the haunting plaster casts of its victims. Artists and writers drew inspiration from the tragedy, creating works that explored themes of beauty, mortality, and the fragility of human life. Even today, Pompeii continues to inspire, with novels, documentaries, and even video games reimagining its final moments. These discoveries don't just give us glimpses of the past, they give us new ways to think about our present. And then there's the way these findings challenge our understanding of history itself. For centuries, we've built our narratives on what we thought we knew, only to have those assumptions overturned by the unearthing of a forgotten city. Take Göbekli Tepe in modern-day Turkey, for example. Dating back more than 11,000 years, this site predates Stonehenge and even the invention of agriculture. Its discovery forced historians to rethink the timeline of human civilization, suggesting that complex societies may have existed far earlier than previously believed. These revelations don't just fill in gaps in our knowledge, they force us to question what we thought we knew, reminding us that history is always more complicated, more mysterious, and more fascinating than we imagine. So, what does it mean when we uncover these ancient cities? It's more than just a scientific breakthrough, it's a cultural awakening. Each discovery invites us to see the world through new eyes, to draw connections between the past and the present, and to imagine what stories might still be waiting beneath our feet. And as we continue to explore these buried worlds, one thing becomes clear: the past isn't gone. It's alive, shaping who we are and who we might become. Beneath the bustling streets of modern cities lie clues that have the power to rewrite the history books. Discoveries from ancient buried settlements have not only revealed forgotten chapters of human history, but have also forced historians to rethink long-held assumptions about the timeline and complexity of early civilizations. Take Göbekli Tepe, for example, a site in modern-day Turkey that has completely upended our understanding of prehistoric societies. Dating back over 11,000 years, Göbekli Tepe predates Stonehenge by 6 millennia and even the invention of agriculture. Its intricate stone carvings and massive pillars suggest a level of sophistication and organization that challenges the notion that early humans were simple hunter-gatherers. This site alone has pushed back the timeline of human civilization, proving that our ancestors were capable of far more than we once believed. But Göbekli Tepe is just the beginning. Across the globe, buried cities continue to reshape our understanding of the past. In Mexico, the ancient city of Teotihuacan, hidden beneath layers of earth for centuries, revealed a vast urban center with advanced engineering and a complex society that rivaled the Romans. Similarly, the discovery of the Indus Valley civilization, buried beneath modern-day Pakistan and India, showcased a highly organized society with precise city planning, drainage systems, and even standardized weights and measures, long before such advancements were thought possible. These findings don't just add new details to history, they force us to reconsider the very narrative of human progress. Yet, as we uncover these buried treasures, we face ethical dilemmas that are equally complex. Who has the right to excavate and interpret these ancient sites? Should artifacts remain in their country of origin, or are they part of a shared global heritage? And what happens when these discoveries challenge the cultural or religious beliefs of modern communities? These questions remind us that history is never just about the past, it's about how we choose to understand and preserve it for the future. Beneath the bustling streets and towering skyscrapers of modern cities lies a delicate tension, one that pits progress against preservation, development against discovery. Urban archaeology, while thrilling in its ability to uncover lost histories, often finds itself at the center of heated ethical debates. How do we balance the need for new infrastructure with the responsibility to protect ancient sites that hold the stories of our past? Take, for example, the controversy surrounding construction projects near ancient ruins. In cities like Istanbul, where layers of history stretch back thousands of years, every new subway line or high-rise risks disturbing buried treasures. The Hagia Sophia, for instance, stands as a testament to centuries of cultural evolution, but its proximity to modern development has sparked fierce debates. Should we prioritize economic growth, or should we halt progress to safeguard these irreplaceable links to our ancestors? The ethical dilemmas grow even more complex when sacred or culturally significant sites are involved. For many communities, these places are not just historical landmarks, they are living connections to their heritage, spirituality, and identity. Excavating such sites can feel invasive, even disrespectful, raising questions about who has the right to decide their fate. In Mexico City, the discovery of the Templo Mayor beneath the city center brought both awe and unease. While it offered incredible insights into Aztec civilization, it also forced difficult conversations about how to honor the site's sacredness while allowing the modern city to thrive. Yet, amid these challenges, there are inspiring examples of cities finding harmony between the ancient and the modern. Rome, often called the Eternal City, has mastered the art of coexistence. Beneath its streets, ancient Roman roads and aqueducts lie preserved, while above, life buzzes forward. The Colosseum, once the heart of gladiatorial combat, now stands as a bold reminder of history, seamlessly integrated into the urban landscape. Similarly, in Athens, the Acropolis looms over the city, a powerful symbol of how past and present can share the same skyline without one overshadowing the other. These examples remind us that while the ethical dilemmas of urban archaeology are complex, they are not insurmountable. With careful planning, respect for cultural significance, and a commitment to dialogue, it's possible to build a future that honors the past. The question is not whether we can develop our cities, it's how we can do so in a way that preserves the stories of those who came before us. And perhaps in that balance, we can create something truly timeless. Beneath the bustling streets and towering skyscrapers of Mexico City lies a treasure trove of ancient history waiting to be discovered. Right in the heart of this modern metropolis, the Templo Mayor, once the spiritual center of the Aztec Empire, stands as a striking reminder of a civilization that thrived centuries ago. It's a surreal sight, ancient stone temples and carvings nestled among glass and steel giants, a perfect blend of the old and the new. This harmonious coexistence isn't just a coincidence, it's a deliberate effort to preserve the past while embracing the future. And Mexico City isn't alone. Cities around the world, from Rome to Istanbul, are finding ways to integrate their ancient roots into their modern identities, creating spaces where history and progress walk hand in hand. What makes these cities so fascinating is how they've turned their layered histories into opportunities. By uncovering and preserving ancient sites, they've created unique cultural landmarks that draw visitors from across the globe. Think about it, when tourists flock to see the ruins beneath modern cities, they're not just visiting museums, they're stepping into living history. This influx of visitors fuels local economies, supporting businesses, creating jobs, and even funding further archaeological discoveries. It's a cycle that benefits everyone, from historians to hotel owners. But the value of these discoveries goes beyond tourism. Ancient sites often hold clues to understanding how past societies lived, worked, and thrived. By studying these remnants, we gain insights into everything from early engineering techniques to the cultural practices that shaped human history. And when modern cities embrace their ancient layers, they're not just preserving artifacts, they're fostering a deeper connection between the past and the present. It's a reminder that progress doesn't have to come at the expense of history. In fact, the two can coexist in ways that enrich our understanding of who we are and where we've come from. Beneath the bustling streets and towering skylines of modern cities lies a hidden economic powerhouse, ancient ruins that draw millions of visitors every year. These archaeological treasures aren't just windows into the past, they're vital contributors to the economies of the cities that house them. Take Machu Picchu in Peru, for example. This iconic Incan citadel, nestled high in the Andes, attracts over 1 million tourists annually, generating billions of dollars in revenue. From guided tours to local artisan markets, the ripple effect of this ancient site fuels jobs, businesses, and infrastructure development across the region. Similarly, Petra in Jordan, the rose-red city carved into cliffs, has become a symbol of the country's cultural identity and a cornerstone of its tourism industry. Visitors flock to walk through the narrow Sikh, marvel at the treasury, and explore the ancient tombs, bringing much-needed economic activity to the surrounding communities. These sites aren't just relics of the past, they're living, breathing parts of the present, shaping the livelihoods of countless people. But the economic impact goes beyond tourism. The preservation of ancient cities fosters a sense of pride and identity among local populations, encouraging investments in education, conservation, and sustainable development. Governments and organizations often channel funds into restoring and protecting these sites, creating jobs in archaeology, engineering, and hospitality. It's a delicate balance, preserving the past while fueling the future. And speaking of the future, technology is revolutionizing how we explore and understand these ancient cities. Advances like ground-penetrating radar, three-dimensional mapping, and drone surveys are uncovering layers of history without disturbing the surface. These tools not only help us preserve fragile sites, but also open up new possibilities for discovery, offering fresh insights into the lives of those who came before us. As we move forward, the intersection of archaeology and technology promises to unlock even more secrets, ensuring that these ancient cities continue to inspire and educate future generations. So, as we marvel at the economic and cultural value of these sites, it's worth considering how they connect us not just to our past, but to each other. What stories might still be waiting to be uncovered, and how can we ensure that these treasures remain accessible for centuries to come? As we step into the future, the field of urban archaeology is undergoing a quiet revolution, thanks to groundbreaking technologies that are reshaping how we uncover the secrets of ancient cities buried beneath our feet. Imagine a world where entire lost cities can be mapped in exquisite detail without ever lifting a shovel, where artificial intelligence sifts through layers of soil, history, and data to reveal stories that have been hidden for centuries. This is no longer science fiction, it's the reality of modern archaeology. One of the most exciting developments is the use of three-dimensional mapping. Using advanced tools like LiDAR, which stands for light detection and ranging, archaeologists can now scan vast areas of land from above, penetrating dense foliage and even layers of sediment to create precise digital models of what lies beneath. These maps are like X-rays for the Earth, revealing the outlines of streets, buildings, and entire city grids that have been lost to time. For example, LiDAR has already uncovered sprawling Mayan cities in Central America that were invisible to the naked eye, hidden beneath thick jungle canopies. And as this technology becomes more accessible, who knows what other ancient metropolises we might uncover? But it doesn't stop there. Artificial intelligence is stepping into the spotlight, offering a new way to analyze the mountains of data that come with these discoveries. AI algorithms can process patterns in pottery shards, decipher faded inscriptions, and even predict where new excavations might yield the most promising finds. It's like having a tireless assistant who never sleeps, tirelessly piecing together the puzzle of human history. These tools aren't just speeding up the process, they're allowing us to ask questions we never could before, like how ancient societies adapted to environmental changes or how they managed resources in ways that might still inspire us today. And that's where the true power of these technologies lies, not just in uncovering the past, but in learning from it. Ancient cities were often marvels of engineering and planning, built to last and designed to thrive. Take, for instance, the water management systems of Petra, carved into the cliffs of Jordan, or the intricate road networks of Rome that connected an empire. These innovations weren't just impressive for their time, they hold lessons for how we can build more sustainable, resilient cities in the future. By studying how ancient civilizations solved problems like overcrowding, resource scarcity, and environmental stress, we might find solutions to the challenges we face today. So, as we look to the future of urban archaeology, it's not just about discovering what's buried beneath our feet, it's about understanding how these ancient cities can guide us forward. The tools we're developing today are more than just windows into the past. They're bridges to a future where the wisdom of the ancients helps us build smarter, more thoughtful cities. And who knows, the next great discovery might be waiting just beneath the pavement of a bustling modern metropolis, ready to teach us something new. The cities of the past weren't just marvels of their time, they were blueprints for survival, innovation, and community living. Take, for instance, the aqueducts of ancient Rome, a feat of engineering that brought fresh water to millions across vast distances. These structures weren't just about convenience, they were a lifeline, ensuring that even the most remote parts of the city thrived. Today, as modern cities grapple with water shortages and aging infrastructure, the lessons from Rome's aqueducts are more relevant than ever. Imagine if we applied that same ingenuity to our own systems, designing cities that prioritize sustainability and resource distribution as effectively as the Romans did. Then there's Mohenjo-Daro, one of the world's earliest planned cities, built over 4,000 years ago in what is now Pakistan. Its grid-like layout wasn't just aesthetically pleasing, it was a masterclass in efficiency. Streets were laid out in perfect right angles, with drainage systems that kept the city clean and functional even during heavy rains. Modern urban planners could learn a lot from this ancient approach. Instead of sprawling, chaotic designs, why not embrace the simplicity and order of a grid? It's not just about aesthetics, it's about creating spaces that are easy to navigate, maintain, and adapt as populations grow. But it's not just about the physical layout. Ancient cities also had a profound understanding of their environment. Take the Anasazi cliff dwellings in the American Southwest, for example. Built into the sides of cliffs, these homes were designed to take advantage of natural shade and airflow, reducing the need for artificial cooling. In an era where climate change is reshaping how we think about energy consumption, these ancient solutions offer a roadmap for designing cities that work with nature, not against it. Of course, ancient cities weren't perfect. Many faced challenges like overcrowding, disease, and environmental degradation, issues we still grapple with today. But what sets them apart is their ability to adapt and innovate within the constraints of their time. By studying their successes and failures, we can uncover valuable insights for building cities that are not only functional but resilient. What if the next great leap in urban planning comes not from cutting-edge technology, but from the wisdom of the past? The answers might just lie beneath our feet, waiting to be rediscovered. Beneath the bustling streets of modern cities lie the remnants of ancient civilizations that once thrived in harmony, or sometimes conflict, with their natural surroundings. The environmental legacy of these ancient cities is a fascinating window into how early societies managed resources, altered landscapes, and adapted to challenges like drought, deforestation, and rising populations. Take, for example, the ancient city of Petra in modern-day Jordan. Carved into rose-red cliffs, Petra's ingenious water management system included intricate channels and cisterns that captured and stored rainwater, allowing the city to flourish in an arid desert environment. This kind of innovation wasn't just practical, it was a matter of survival. But not all ancient cities were as successful in balancing their needs with the environment. The Maya civilization, for instance, faced significant challenges as their growing population led to widespread deforestation. This, combined with prolonged droughts, likely contributed to the collapse of many of their great cities. The Maya story serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of overexploiting natural resources, a lesson that resonates deeply in our modern era of climate change and environmental degradation. Interestingly, many ancient cities also offer examples of sustainable practices that we could learn from today. The Indus Valley civilization, which thrived over 4,000 years ago, developed sophisticated sewage and drainage systems that were far ahead of their time. Their cities were designed with a deep understanding of natural water flow, ensuring cleanliness and reducing the risk of disease. These ancient innovations remind us that sustainability isn't a modern concept, it's a timeless principle that has shaped human survival for millennia. As we reflect on the environmental legacy of these ancient cities, it's impossible to ignore the spiritual and religious significance woven into their foundations. For many ancient societies, the natural world wasn't just a resource to be managed, it was sacred. buried cities often reveal temples, altars, and artifacts that show how deeply connected these communities were to their environment. The Egyptians, for instance, saw the Nile not just as a source of water, but as a divine gift from the gods central to their cosmology and daily life. This spiritual connection to the land and its resources offers a profound perspective on how we might rethink our own relationship with the planet today. The stories of these ancient cities remind us that the challenges we face, water scarcity, deforestation, climate change, are not new, but they also show us that solutions exist, often rooted in the wisdom of the past. By studying how ancient societies interacted with their environments, we gain not only a deeper understanding of history, but also valuable insights into building a more sustainable future. And as we dig deeper into the spiritual significance of these buried cities, we uncover not just stones and artifacts, but the enduring connection between humanity, nature, and the divine. Buried beneath the layers of time and earth, ancient cities often held more than just physical structures. They were the beating hearts of spiritual and religious life. Take Angkor Wat, for instance. This sprawling temple complex in Cambodia wasn't just a city, it was a sacred space, a place where the divine and the earthly intertwined. Built in the 12th century, Angkor Wat was dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu, and later transformed into a Buddhist site. Its towering spires and intricate carvings weren't just architectural marvels, they were expressions of faith designed to connect humanity with the cosmos. When archaeologists uncovered Angkor Wat, they didn't just reveal ancient stones, they unearthed a spiritual legacy. For modern-day Buddhists and Hindus, this rediscovery has profound implications. Pilgrims still journey to Angkor Wat, walking the same paths as their ancestors, meditating in the same halls where ancient prayers once echoed. The city's rediscovery has reignited spiritual practices, offering a tangible link to the past and a reminder of the enduring power of sacred spaces. But it's not just about the physical structures. The stories tied to these cities, myths, legends, and religious texts play a crucial role in keeping their spiritual essence alive. In many ways, storytelling is the thread that weaves the past into the present. Tales of gods, heroes, and miracles transform ancient ruins into living narratives, ensuring that these cities are more than just relics, they're part of a shared human heritage. As we explore these buried cities, we're not just uncovering history, we're reconnecting with the beliefs and values that shaped them. And in doing so, we're reminded that these ancient spiritual centers still have something to teach us about our place in the world, and perhaps something to inspire in our own modern lives. Beneath the bustling streets of modern cities lie stories that have been passed down through generations, whispered in tales, etched into literature, and now captured in the glow of our screens. Storytelling, in all its forms, has been the lifeblood of preserving the mysteries of ancient cities buried beneath our feet. Long before modern archaeology uncovered their physical remnants, these places lived on in the oral traditions of those who once walked their streets. Take, for example, the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of humanity's oldest known stories. This ancient Mesopotamian tale not only immortalized the city of Uruk, but also gave us a window into the lives, beliefs, and aspirations of its people. Through poetry and myth, the echoes of a city lost to time continued to resonate, bridging the gap between past and present. But storytelling doesn't stop at oral traditions or ancient texts. Today, documentaries, films, and even video games have become powerful tools for keeping these buried cities alive in our collective imagination. Think of how modern media has brought places like Pompeii or Machu Picchu into our living rooms, allowing us to explore their ruins and imagine their former glory. These visual narratives don't just inform us, they captivate us, sparking a sense of wonder and curiosity that transcends time and geography. It's this global fascination with ancient mysteries that keeps the stories of these cities relevant, even as they lie hidden beneath layers of modern development. What is it about these buried cities that captivates us so deeply? Perhaps it's the idea that beneath the familiar, there's a world waiting to be rediscovered, a world that challenges our understanding of history and reminds us of the impermanence of even the grandest civilizations. Or maybe it's the thrill of uncovering secrets that have been hidden for centuries, piecing together fragments of the past to tell a story that feels both ancient and deeply human. Whatever the reason, the stories of these cities endure, passed down through the ages, not just as relics of the past, but as living, breathing narratives that continue to inspire and intrigue us today. Beneath the bustling streets of our modern world lies a hidden layer of history, one that sparks a universal fascination across cultures and generations. Why does the idea of ancient cities buried beneath our feet captivate us so deeply? Perhaps it's the allure of uncovering secrets that have been lost to time, a tangible connection to the lives, dreams, and struggles of those who came before us. These buried cities are more than just archaeological sites. They are time capsules offering glimpses into civilizations that once thrived where we now walk. Media has played a significant role in amplifying this fascination. From the pages of gripping novels to the silver screen's epic adventures, stories of lost cities have captured our imaginations for decades. Think of the Indiana Jones films, where ancient ruins and hidden treasures become the backdrop for thrilling tales of discovery. Or consider the countless documentaries and television specials that bring archaeologists' work to life, showing us the painstaking process of unearthing history. These portrayals don't just entertain, they inspire us to wonder what else might be waiting beneath the surface, just out of sight. But it's not just about the thrill of discovery. There's something deeply personal about these ancient sites. When we stand in a modern city and learn that beneath it lies a Roman marketplace, a medieval chapel, or even an entire forgotten civilization, it forces us to think about our place in history. How will future generations remember us? What traces of our lives will endure? These buried cities remind us that we are part of a much larger story, one that stretches back thousands of years and will continue long after we're gone. This connection to the past is what makes these discoveries so compelling. They're not just relics of history, they're windows into the human experience. Every artifact, every layer of soil tells a story of resilience, creativity, and the enduring desire to leave a mark on the world. And as we uncover these stories, we can't help but feel a sense of wonder and humility, knowing that the ground beneath our feet holds secrets we've only begun to uncover. Have you ever walked through the ruins of an ancient city and felt an inexplicable pull, as if the stones beneath your feet were whispering secrets of the past? For many, these sites are more than just archaeological wonders. They are personal, emotional touchstones. Take, for example, Maria, a historian from Greece, whose family has lived near the ruins of Knossos for generations. For her, the labyrinthine palace isn't just a tourist attraction. It's a living link to her ancestors, a place where her grandmother once told her stories of the Minotaur under the starlit Cretan sky. Maria's dedication to preserving the site isn't just professional, it's deeply personal, rooted in a sense of identity and pride that spans centuries. Then there's Ahmed, a tour guide in Egypt who grew up in the shadow of the Great Pyramids. To him, the pyramids are not just marvels of engineering, but a testament to the ingenuity of his forebears. Every time he shares their history with visitors, he feels a surge of pride, knowing he's keeping the legacy of his ancestors alive. Stories like these remind us that ancient cities are more than relics. They are repositories of human experience, connecting us to the people who came before in ways that are both profound and deeply personal. But preserving these connections is no small feat. As modern development encroaches on these ancient sites, the challenges grow more daunting. pollution, climate change, and even the sheer weight of tourism threaten to erase the very places that hold such significance for so many. Take the case of Petra in Jordan, where erosion and unchecked visitor traffic have put delicate carvings at risk. Efforts to protect the site have sparked debates about balancing accessibility with preservation. How do we share these treasures with the world without losing them forever? These challenges highlight a larger question: what do we owe to the past, and how do we ensure its survival for future generations? For every Maria and Ahmed, there are countless others who feel that same deep connection, who see these ancient cities as more than just stones and dust. They are reminders of where we've been and perhaps where we're going. But as we look ahead, the task of preserving these sites becomes not just a matter of history, but of humanity itself. How do we honor the past while building the future? The answer lies in the stories we tell, the efforts we make, and the pride we take in the legacies we've inherited. One of the most pressing challenges facing ancient cities buried beneath modern ones is the need to protect them for future generations. These hidden treasures are under constant threat from looting, climate change, and the relentless spread of urban development. Imagine a priceless artifact, thousands of years old, stolen and sold on the black market, or a delicate mosaic crumbling under the weight of rising temperatures and extreme weather. These aren't just hypothetical scenarios, they're real dangers that could erase pieces of our shared history forever. But there's hope. Across the globe, efforts are being made to safeguard these ancient sites. Take, for example, the work of UNESCO, which designates certain locations as World Heritage Sites. These designations don't just bring prestige, they provide resources, legal protections, and global attention to ensure these places are preserved. Cities like Rome, Istanbul, and Cairo, where layers of history coexist with modern life, have benefited from such initiatives. Archaeological teams work alongside urban planners to balance the needs of the present with the preservation of the past. Yet, even with these efforts, the challenges are immense. Rising sea levels threaten coastal ruins, while urban sprawl encroaches on sacred grounds. And then there's the human factor. Looters and black market dealers who see these sites as a source of profit rather than a link to our collective heritage. It's a race against time to protect what remains, and it requires not just funding and technology, but also a shift in how we value these ancient places. What makes these buried cities so fascinating is the enduring mystery they hold. Every uncovered artifact, every newly discovered layer of history, adds another piece to the puzzle. Who built these cities? What stories do their ruins tell? And what secrets still lie hidden beneath the streets we walk today? These questions remind us that these sites are more than just relics of the past. They're windows into the lives of those who came before us, and they deserve to be protected for generations to come. What is it about these ancient cities, buried beneath the bustling streets of our modern world, that keeps us so fascinated? Perhaps it's the way they serve as a haunting reminder of how even the greatest of human achievements can fade into obscurity. These hidden layers of history, unearthed by chance or careful excavation, tell a story of rise and fall, of civilizations that once thrived and then vanished, leaving behind only whispers of their existence. They force us to confront the truth that nothing, no empire, no city, no culture is immune to the passage of time. Think about it. The very ground we walk on today might hold the secrets of people who lived thousands of years ago. Their homes, their temples, their markets, all buried under layers of earth, waiting to be rediscovered. It's as if history itself is layered, one era stacked upon another, reminding us that the world we know is just one chapter in a much longer story. These buried cities aren't just relics of the past, they're portals into a time when life was vastly different, yet in some ways eerily similar to our own. But beyond the awe of discovery, there's something deeply humbling about these sites. They remind us that the skyscrapers, highways, and technologies we often take for granted are just as vulnerable to time as the stone walls and clay tablets of ancient civilizations. They challenge us to think about what will remain of our own world centuries from now. Will future generations stumble upon the ruins of our cities, marveling at how we lived just as we marvel at those who came before us? This cyclical nature of history of rise, decline, and rediscovery is what makes these buried cities so compelling. They're not just archaeological curiosities, they're profound lessons in humility and impermanence. They teach us that while human ambition can build wonders, it can also be undone by the very forces of nature, time, or even human error. As we wrap up this exploration, let's take a moment to reflect on what these ancient cities beneath our feet reveal about our shared human story. They show us that no matter how advanced we become, we're still part of a much larger tapestry, one woven by countless generations who came before us. These buried cities are not just a window into the past, they're a mirror reflecting our own place in the grand, ever-turning wheel of history. And perhaps in understanding that, we can find a deeper connection to the people who once walked these same lands, and to the future generations who will one day walk where we stand now. Throughout this journey, we've uncovered the fascinating stories of ancient cities buried beneath the modern world, from the hidden layers of Rome to the sunken ruins of Alexandria. These discoveries remind us that beneath the bustling streets and towering skylines of today lie the echoes of civilizations long gone. They offer us a glimpse into the lives, cultures, and innovations of our ancestors, showing us how humanity has evolved over thousands of years. These ancient layers aren't just relics of the past, they're bridges connecting us to the people who came before. They teach us about resilience, creativity, and the enduring human spirit. By studying these buried cities, we gain a deeper understanding of how history shapes our present and influences our future. They challenge us to think about what we're building today and how it might be remembered centuries from now. As the historian Will Durant once said, civilization is a stream with banks. The stream is sometimes filled with blood, but the banks are where the storytellers live. These ancient cities are the storytellers, preserving the tales of triumphs, struggles, and everyday lives that might otherwise be forgotten. They invite us to listen, to learn, and to marvel at the richness of our shared history. Now it's your turn to explore these mysteries further. What do these ancient cities mean to you? How do they inspire you to see the world differently? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation alive. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us as we uncover more secrets of the past, because history isn't just about where we've been, it's about where we're going.